Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
A bit hotter today, but more intense heat for the weekend. We'll talk about how high those highs will go and how high the heat index will impact us into next week coming up.
And teen killed in a shooting. Durham police are investigating after a 17-year-old was killed and a man was critically injured on Sherwood Drive. What we know about the search for the person responsible.
And GalaxyCon returns. What you need to know if you want to get in on the fun at the Raleigh Convention Center. Oh, I want to go so bad. I cannot this year. So many fun costumes.
I was going to say,
around.
You want to get in on the fun.
I know. I want to be there dressed up as character. Why not? Hey, thanks for joining us here this morning on WRAL News at Fox 50. I'm Chris Lovingood.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey. All right, let's get back over to meteorologist Grant Skinner. A couple golfers out there in Pinehurst. It's a nice morning, Grant.
It's a beautiful start. The sunrises have been beautiful across the area. A few clouds out there otherwise. Pretty quiet. Temperatures starting in the low to mid 70s across the region. Durham at 72 right now. Southern Pines at 72 degrees. 73 in Fayetteville. Sanford at 73 in Goldsboro. Sitting at 74 degrees right now. Plenty of sunshine, and it will stay out that way throughout the morning as you're heading out the door. Just a few clouds, mostly clear skies across our area. Temperatures staying mild for now, but quickly warming up into this afternoon. Going to be a hot afternoon, a bit hotter than yesterday, but the really intense heat arrives for the weekend. We'll talk more about that weekend heat and also your rain chances over the next several days coming up in just a bit. Ken?
Hey, Grant, we have the State Highway Patrol working to clear that crash on I-87. You can see the huge delays it's causing all the way back to Wendell Falls Parkway. I got to tell you, if you're coming in from Wendell or all points east, you might want to take Highway 64 or Nightdale Boulevard to avoid what's happening there on I-87 because the scene is absolutely cleared in terms of it's really in the median right now. You can see the Highway Patrol vehicle right there trying to get that scene cleared. On the southern loop of the Beltline, we're seeing some congestion building. These are the westbound lanes at the bottom of your screen right now. In terms of what we're seeing in terms of I-40 westbound, that southern loop of the Beltline, you're looking at a 5-minute delay. You're coming in from Garner-Johnston County from Highway 36 to the Beltline, no delays whatsoever. Just a minute if you're using Wade Avenue to get to all points west. In terms of other routes coming into the capital city, here's that delay that we're talking about on Highway I-87 coming into the capital city. So just take that alternate route in mind. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Police are looking for the person who killed a 17-year-old boy and injured a man. That happened in Durham on Sherwood Drive before 8 o'clock last night. Gunfire hit several cars and apartments there, and police say the man that was injured, he has life-threatening injuries. As for suspects, police have not announced any.
And breaking overnight, someone was killed after being hit by a car in Fayetteville. It happened near Robinson and Woodfield Streets just after 11 o'clock last night. Police say they did find and interview the driver. They are not yet releasing the name of the person who died until they can notify family.
Raleigh firefighters are trying to investigate the cause of a fire we went to this morning. It happened at the Everly on 401 Apartments on Fox Carriage Lane. This was a little after 4 a.m. Investigators say that the fire started on the back deck of an apartment there, and one apartment has fire and smoke damage, and others had smoke damage too. But no one was home in the apartment where that fire started.
Leaders with the UNC system are meeting today ahead of the start of the new school year. As they're doing this, universities across the nation face federal funding challenges. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live at NC State. And Kelsey, this is something that local universities are trying to work through.
Yes, Michelle, it is. UNC system leaders will meet in a few hours to have a critical discussion. This is the last time they'll meet ahead of next school year that will start next month. But NC State is one of 16 institutions that could be impacted by some big changes. Today's meeting comes as universities could face a laundry list of financial hurdles. The Trump administration is cutting billions in university funding, from research grants to public broadcasting. Plus, the state legislature still does not have a new budget. Now, universities may be stuck operating on last year's budget, even if they have more students enrolled this year. There's also a push to change the accreditation process for North Carolina colleges and universities. We're expecting to get an update on that from the university system's president a little bit later today. The UNC Board of Governors will meet this morning at 11 o'clock. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Granville County Sheriff's deputies are trying to find the man who escaped from them at the county courthouse, but not before assaulting a deputy. Brandon Clayton is wanted for felony assault on a law enforcement officer and escape from custody. You are encouraged to call 911 immediately if you see him.
New information in a story we first brought you yesterday on WRAL. A death in Edgecombe County is being investigated as a homicide. The sheriff's office says deputies were sent to a home on Koki Road just outside of Rocky Mount Tuesday night for a welfare check. When they got there, they found Christopher Lohman dead. Detectives are now looking into the circumstances of his death. The sheriff's office is also asking for the public's help finding the person responsible for a break-in in the western part of Edgecombe County. WRAL is trying to find out if these two cases are related.
Police are looking for whoever is behind a series of car break-ins at Briar Creek Commons. 24 cars were targeted between July 13th and the 20th. What you're seeing are photos shared with WRAL, and you can see the damage left behind after one of the break-ins. In fact, one victim told police that his car was one of 10 targeted within a 1-hour time span. And these break-ins are why police urge you to not leave your cars in your vehicle. Make sure the car is locked, and they stress do not leave valuables in plain sight. Lastly, don't leave your gun in the car. You should also park in a well-lit area.
Well, you shouldn't keep anything valuable that you can see anyway. You should always lock your car, you know. If a thief cannot see anything, there's no reason to break into your car. That's common sense.
And so we reached out to Briar Creek Commons to learn if security is being increased because of the crimes there. And we also reached out to Raleigh police to see if they have any leads.
North Carolina is losing tens of millions of dollars in federal money for education. Two state lawmakers say Wake schools will be hit harder than most across the country. Wake County is said to lose $8 million. The Trump administration said it pulled the funding so it cannot be used to help unauthorized immigrant families. Representatives Deborah Ross and Valerie Foushee asked the White House to unfreeze the money. They say it helps pay for school safety, mental health, and teacher training. Go to WRAL.com for more in-depth reporting on this.
It's not clear when the Nash County Animal Shelter will open again. The shelter was shut down after failing a surprise inspection. That shelter was fined more than $9,000 after a visit from animal welfare officials this week. And work is underway to find solutions for violations in the State Department of Agriculture's report. Only 2 people are on staff at that shelter, and just one of them was caring for at least 100 animals when inspectors got there. Just last month, WRAL reported on concerns with animal welfare at this exact same facility.
New developments in next year's race for U.S. Senate here in our state. Sources tell our NC Capitol team that former Governor Roy Cooper will run for the seat. They tell us that he's expected to make that announcement in the coming days. The seat will be open next year because incumbent Republican Tom Tillis has decided not to seek re-election. Cooper will join former Congressman Wiley Nickel in the primary for Democrats. On the Republican side, former candidates Don Brown and Andy Nilsen are running for the seat. WRAL state government reporter Paul Spay says Cooper's decision has implications for both parties.
Once Roy Cooper joins North Carolina's U.S. Senate race, he will instantly become the biggest name in the race. Now, that's good for Democrats. For Republicans, that means they have someone to run against. He also has the longest record. That gives him lots of dirt in the Republicans' eyes.
And for the latest on North Carolina's Senate race, check out the NC Capitol section of WRAL.com.
Tens of thousands of people are expected to head to downtown Raleigh for the biggest event of the year at the Convention Center. Talking about GalaxyCon, it kicks off the 4-day event today, expected to generate millions of dollars in economic impact for the city. And that's where we find WRAL's Allie Kadlabar, and she's giving us a pretty good overview of what people can expect when they get there, Allie.
Yes, and all of that setup, it is happening today. This is a very big event, starting early for that setup. They're expecting more than 50,000 people here to attend over the next 4 days, so much so that they're even starting a street fest. So we want to bring in, this is the director of graphic design. You're also promoting wrestling outside at the street fest. Tell me about the street fest and how big of a deal it is this year.
Oh, it's huge. This is our first year doing the street fest, expanding out to Fayetteville Street in front of the Marriott and Sheridan. We're actually looking to have live music. We have vendors, fan cars out there, but most importantly for me, we're doing 2 wrestling shows on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. And we're headlining tomorrow, or Saturday at 8 p.m. We've got the Hardy Boys coming out, Dirty Dango and Tyler Breeze from WWE. A couple other big names from WWE and NXT that are coming in, and it's going to be free admission for anybody walking by to come check it out. It's going to be an awesome time.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And yeah, that Street Fest kicks off Saturday and Sunday.
Yes.
Yes. And WRAL is a proud media partner for that as well. So come on out here. We're going to be talking to GalaxyCon members throughout the day, throughout the morning. Reporting in Raleigh, Ali Kadlavar, WRAL News.
Your time is 8:10. Hidden camera. A flight attendant sentenced to prison after taking video of young girls on planes. Where authorities say he even made those secret recordings.
Plus, dam failures and flooding. We saw the damage after Chantal. Now we're learning that the dams had known problems. Why nothing was done before it was too late.
And a mild start to our Thursday, but more intense heat arrives for the weekend. I'll break down how hot we'll get and that heat in the next week coming up. Almost 8:14 on this Thursday morning. Plenty of sunshine to start the day. It's a mild start as well. And it'll be a bit hotter by this afternoon. Temperatures reaching the low to mid 90s. But before that, temperatures will start in the mid 70s for a lot of spots. Low 70s for others. Raleigh at 72, Fayetteville at 73. South Hill a bit cooler at 69 degrees to start today. And at the beach, temperatures will sit in the upper 80s with more chances for showers and storms, especially to the south and east. But lower rain chances for Friday as high pressure builds. Highs climb into the low 90s at the coastline. It's going to be a really hot weekend. We'll talk more about that weekend heat in a bit. Ken.
All right, Grant, we have a huge issue going on in I-40 eastbound because of this crash right here. Let's tell you about this crash that already cleared there on the Beltline in terms of I-87. This is I-40 and 751. You can see the crash we're talking about. They're right there on the shoulder of the road, but we're seeing some onlooking delay. I'll keep an eye on this and let you know how much this will continue to affect your morning commute.
All right, thank you, Ken. Columbia University agreed to pay a $200 million fine to the government. And this is because of pressure from the Trump administration accusing the school of violating anti-discrimination laws. Under the agreement, a vast majority of terminated grants will be restored to Columbia. And that includes hundreds of millions of dollars worth of federal research funding. The White House canceled $400 million in grants in March because it claimed the school was not doing enough to stop the harassment of Jewish students. Columbia is not admitting to any wrongdoing as part of the settlement.
As the federal government settles with Columbia, the State Department says it's launching an investigation into another Ivy League school over its use of international visas. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the department is looking at a Harvard program that allows the school to sponsor international students. Harvard says it will continue to comply with the laws for the program.
After being stuck overseas in Syria, a South Carolina family is back home today. Family and friends welcomed Desiree Gomez, her husband, and their 18-month-old daughter at the Spartanburg airport yesterday. They were visiting family in Syria this month when violence broke out between two groups there.
A flight attendant from Charlotte accused of taping his cell phone to the lid of an airplane toilet to secretly film young girls is going to jail. Former American Airlines flight attendant Estes Carter Thompson III received a sentence of 18 and a half years, followed by a 5 years of supervised release. This all happened last year on a flight from Charlotte to Boston. Authorities say he put his phone over the toilet to record a 14-year-old girl right before she went to use it. Thompson was arrested in Virginia. He was indicted on one count of attempted sexual exploitation of children and possession of images of sexual child abuse. While in court yesterday, he apologized, describing his actions as selfish, perverse, and wrong. Thompson will serve his sentence at FMC in Butner.
New documents reveal known problems at a dam that failed during Chantal. A spillway obstructed or damaged, water seeping from the base. These are just some issues the Department of Environmental Quality Inspection found at the Longleaf Golf Club Dam last November. That's 8 months ago. When the dam failed on July 6th, it flooded 3 houses and a Moore County family nearly died.
There have only been a couple times in my life where I've literally feared for my life. And man, this was one of those that I did not know. I did not know the outcome.
In a statement, the owner of the dam and the U.S. Kids Golf Foundation said, quote, "We are relieved that all affected are safe, but we do recognize the impact on those homes and residents. Our team is working with engineering experts and authorities, both state and local, to provide us with the most appropriate way forward."
Happening today in Johnston County, local groups are getting a chance to learn more about proper food safety. The Environmental Health Department is hosting food safety training class at the Land Use Center on East Market Street in Smithfield. The course is aimed at any group that prepares or serves food to the public. It is free to attend. It'll last from 10 a.m. to noon.
A new Wawa store is opening its doors today, just about 15 miles from downtown Raleigh. The convenience store chain is opening a new location on Masonboro Drive in Garner this morning. The doors open at 8 o'clock, so it's been open about 18 minutes now. There will be a ribbon cutting ceremony in about 12 minutes. This will be the first Wawa in Johnston County. The chain also recently opened locations in Wilson, Goldsboro, and Rocky Mount, too.
And Downtown Raleigh Restaurant Week begins today. The event is put on by the Raleigh Downtown Alliance. More than 40 restaurants in the area will offer unique fixed price menus. It's a great way for people to try new places or just revisit their favorites. Restaurant Week runs until August 3rd.
The Triangle takes center stage today at the ACC kickoff. All three of our local teams are set to meet with the media. Bill Belichick and the UNC Tar Heels are the headliners, and Belichick will embark on his first college season, which is a season that tickets are completely sold out. NC State's Dave Doran is looking to bounce back after a challenging last season, and Duke's Manny Diaz is ready to build off an impressive first season. We'll have updates all day on WRAL, WRALSportsFan.com, and our social media platforms.
U.S. swimmers are returning home today after dominating the World University Games in Germany, the same competition that's coming to Raleigh in 2029. We spoke with two NC State swimmers who took home gold in Germany. Daniel Deal won a gold medal in the men's 200-meter breaststroke. Leah Shackley won 5 gold medals and a silver. Congratulations.
I'm not sure how many gold medals we won. It's something like 19. We won the medal table by a lot, so we dominated, plain and simple.
In 3 years, the Olympics will be in Los Angeles.
Yes.
Are you hoping to be there?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really hard. You know, the U.S. is insane, but I'm going to put my best foot forward and hopefully, just keep trusting and let's go back in state. But yeah, I'm excited to see where it turns out.
I love it. I think we're going to see them there. I don't know. That's just me. The United States dominated the swimming competition. They head home today. The games will be in the Triangle and Greensboro in 2029.
Look, I think we will see them there. If
Yes.
there's one thing North Carolina does, it's pump out a bunch of good athletes. All right, one thing else that we do, we experience a lot of hot summers as we're seeing today. Meteorologist Grant Skinner is tracking that because it's not just hot, but there are some heat alerts out there somewhere.
Yeah, already out to our west, and they'll continue to shift east into the weekend as we have that high pressure building. We talked about that in the last half hour. We'll continue to talk about kind of how this heat will impact us into the weekend and the next week as well. Excessive heat warnings in place for parts of the U.S. You can see the central portions of the U.S. all the way to the Ohio Valley has heat advisories and more heat alerts into portions of the New England states as well. So it's already hot for some areas, and the heat will only build into this weekend. Highs pushing to close to 100 degrees for the weekend and parts of next week. So, again, expect some very hot temperatures across our area. 99 on Saturday, 100 on Sunday, 98 on Monday. The relentless heat will just continue all the way in the next week. Here's a view of the gardens this morning, though. It's beautiful out there. We've had plenty of sunshine to start the day. No complaints. We've had lower humidity the past couple of days, which has been nice. It'll be a bit more humid today, but still pretty comfortable out there to start. Temperatures in the low to mid 70s. Clinton at 77 degrees now. Southern Pines at 75. Durham, Roxborough, Raleigh all at 72 degrees right now. And South Hills at 73 degrees to start today. By this afternoon, a bit hotter and a bit more humid. 92 in Benson, Rocky Mount at 92 degrees, Roxborough at 91. Southern Pines at 92 by this afternoon. Fayetteville, you'll sit at 94 degrees by this afternoon. Futurecast shows just some brief showers and storms possible by this afternoon. This is lunchtime. You can see still mostly clear. The majority of the cloud cover is closer to the sandhills and to the coastline. And then you see a couple of brief showers pop up, a very small green splotch right there, another one just to the east. You can see just some brief showers and storms. The best chance for that rain is going to be further to the south and east. I think most places stay dry across our area today, but we'll leave in a 20% rain chance. Hot weekend, though, and hot all the way through next week. Stay hydrated. Take those AC breaks whenever possible. Ken?
All right, Greg, all new into the WRAL Traffic Center. This situation on I-40 eastbound, real troubled spot this morning because of this crash right here, right now, Highway 751. We're talking the huge delays, always stretching all the way past Highway 54. And that's actually your best bet as an alternate route because this is what it looks like, courtesy of a live cam network. You see the crash right there off onto the shoulder of the road. So basically, you have some onlooker delay is really what you're looking at. But just keep that in mind if you're about to head out. You're coming in from Chapel Hill in particular. Here's what you're looking at. You are looking really at a 23-minute delay if you're coming in from Chapel Hill and all points west. So you get ready to head out. You might want to use Highway 54 as an alternate route to avoid what's happening there on I-40 eastbound. The State Highway Patrol working to clear this crash on I-87 southbound. Right now, the Smithfield Road exit. You can see right now, you can see traffic is beginning to move along rather smoothly.
All right, thank you, Ken. Vacation rental nightmare. How 5 on your side helped a local man get thousands back after he unknowingly booked a rundown home for his family.
And mail taken. A check worth thousands of dollars stolen from a public mailbox. What you should know to keep your money safe.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning and happy Thursday. Time now is 8:26. I'm Michelle McConaughey. Let's get right over to meteorologist Grant Skinner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. It's going to be a hot one today.
Yeah, a little bit hotter than yesterday. Not overwhelmingly hot, but not as hot as it would be this weekend as well. But still going to be hot. Low to mid 90s across our area, starting in the mid to upper 70s by 9 a.m. And then by around lunchtime, upper 80s, low to mid 90s by the afternoon. And then by this evening, mid 80s. We'll have a chance for some brief showers and storms, mainly closer to the Sandhills. Coastline is going to see the best chance for those showers and storms. Limited rain chances, but high heat into the weekend. Ken?
Hey, Craig, we have a real troubled spot on I-40 eastbound because of this crash right here at Highway 51 exit. You can see the huge delays it's causing right there on I-40 eastbound. Look at what we're talking about. It's really off on the shoulder of the road, but you can see some onlooker delay really causing a lot of backups in that area, coupled with the usual morning congestion. So if you're coming in from all points like Chapel Hill, all points west, you're looking at a 13-minute delay. Other routes into the Bull City, very little to no delays at this hour.
All right, thank you, Ken. Police are looking for a shooter this morning after a 17-year-old was killed and a man was injured. It happened in Durham on Sherwood Drive before 8 last night. Several cars and apartments in the area were hit by gunfire. Police say the surviving victim has life-threatening injuries. And someone was killed after being hit by a car in Fayetteville. It happened near Robinson and Whitfield Streets just after 11 last night. Police say they did find and interview the driver. They are not yet releasing the name of the person who died until they can notify family. Next on Fox 50, GalaxyCon returns to downtown Raleigh. And coming up on Today, Leanne Morgan live in Studio 1A.
Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
A bit hotter today, some brief showers and storms possible. I'll let you know who will see those showers and storms. Now, so how hot we'll get into the weekend coming up.
And financial uncertainty. UNC system leaders will meet today before the start of the new school year. The issues and concerns they hope to address.
And today kicks off the largest event at the Raleigh Convention Center. It's GalaxyCon, how it's expected to bring in tens of thousands of visitors.
I will never get tired of seeing Allie
at Galaxy
having fun. She makes my morning. Hey, thanks for joining us here on WRAL News. I'm Chris Lovigan.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey. All right, we're going to get to Allie coming up, but first we have to talk to meteorologist Grant Skinner. Beautiful look over Lake Gaston, a little warmer than yesterday.
Yeah, it's gorgeous out there this morning. All the views across our area have been just stunning. Tons of blue sky out there, maybe a few clouds to start this morning. It'll stay pretty quiet through the first part of the day. Some brief showers and storms are possible by the afternoon, but most everyone remains dry with plenty of sunshine. Plenty of sunshine in Fayetteville right now, 73 degrees there. Goldsboro's at 74, Rocky Mount at 70, Roxborough's at 73 degrees. In Durham, you have a few extra clouds. Otherwise, it's 72 there. So a quiet start to the day, and we'll see some isolated showers and brief storms. That ranges around 20% by 1 p.m. That continues through 6, 7 o'clock. Excuse me, mainly for our southern spots and closer to the coastline as well. Ken?
Grant, we're staying on top of that major congestion on I-40 eastbound right near Highway 751 exit because of this crash. You can see the huge delays it's causing there in the Durham area. Let's take you outside and show you what we're talking about. You can see the crash right here in the shoulder of the road. So basically, we're seeing a lot of onlooker delay. I would recommend Highway 54 as an alternate route to avoid what's happening there on I-40 eastbound, because even though you're looking at a 4-minute delay, a little while ago that was up to like 22 minutes. So things are getting better in terms of going into the capital city. In terms of in the Bull City, I should say, in terms of Hillsborough, you're looking at a delay as well. I-885 is also a troubled spot this morning. If you're using I-885 to get into Durham this morning, you're looking at a 4-minute delay. If you're using that major route to get to I-40 this morning, you're looking at an 11-minute delay. Also, remember, you might have Highway 70 as an alternate route if you're coming east into the capital city. City Highway Patrol in the process of clearing this crash. Right now, it's in median. Really, what we're seeing is some onlooker delays. So just keep that in mind. You're about to head out at I-87 South, part of your morning commute. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Jeff Hogan in the WRAL Live Center happening right now. Sources have confirmed to NBC News that Republican National Committee Chair Michael Whatley will run for the open Senate seat in our state. Now, Whatley is expected to have full support of the White House as the president's daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, has opted to stay out of the race. As we've reported, the open seat comes after Republican Senator Thom Tillis announced last month he would not run again. Whatley is a North Carolina native and ran the state's Republican Party before being chosen by President Trump to chair the National Committee in 2024. Now, former Governor Roy Cooper, as we've been reporting, and former Congressman Wiley Nickel will run for the Democrats, and Whatley joins former Republican candidates Don Brown and Andy Nielsen running for the seat. You can check out the NC Capitol section of WRL.com to get more information.
Setting the stage for that showdown for Thom Tillis' seat. Thanks, Jeff. Raleigh firefighters are investigating the cause of a fire this morning, and it happened at the Everly on 401 apartments on Fox Carriage Lane. That was a little after 4. They say the fire started on the back deck of an apartment, and one apartment had fire and smoke damage while others had smoke damage too. But no one was home in the apartment where the fire started, and there were no injuries reported. And also breaking this morning, Durham police are investigating a shooting on Holloway Street that happened shortly after 12:30 this morning. A man was injured in that shooting and was taken to the hospital for treatment.
Police are looking for a shooter this morning after a 17-year-old was killed and a man was injured. It happened in Durham on Sherwood Drive before 8 last night. Investigators were on the scene for more than 9 hours into this morning. Several cars and apartments in the area were hit by gunfire. Police have not identified the 17-year-old boy that was killed. They say the man that was injured has life-threatening injuries. And breaking overnight, someone was killed after being hit by a car in Fayetteville. It happened near Robinson and Whitfield Streets just after 11 o'clock last night. Police say they did find and interview the driver. They are not yet releasing the name of the person who died until they can notify family.
Today, it looks like the UNC Board of Governors will meet to talk about their budget concerns as federal funding cuts has the university system planning to address needs in the coming school year. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey explains how the board could take actions on this today.
UNC system leaders are just hours away from a critical discussion. This is the last time they'll meet ahead of school starting next month. NC State here is one of 16 institutions that would be impacted by some big changes. Today's meeting comes as universities could face a laundry list of financial hurdles. The Trump administration is cutting billions in university funding, from research grants to public broadcasting. Plus, the state legislature still does not have a new budget. Now, universities may be stuck operating on last year's budget, even if they have more students enrolled this year. WRAL state government reporter Will Doran explains what else universities are facing aside from budget issues.
North Carolina is joining with Florida, Texas, some other Republican states to join a new accreditation group led by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. He said that this is going to fight woke standards in the current accreditation process.
We're expecting to hear a report about that from the university system's president a little bit later today. In the meantime, the UNC Board of Governors will meet this morning at 11. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News in Raleigh.
UNC Chapel Hill reached a settlement with the family of a professor who was killed on campus in a shooting. Professor Zijie Yan was shot to death in August of 2023. The UNC Board of Governors and the State Attorney General's office approved a $750,000 settlement. The money will help support his family. No state money was used to pay the settlement. One of Yan's graduate students, Tylee Chi, was charged with his murder. Chi currently is at a mental health facility at the federal prison in Butner.
North Carolina Attorney General Jeff Jackson will be in Hillsborough today, and he'll be visiting the Hillsborough River pumping station. He's expected to discuss FEMA's decision to cancel $200 million in water, sewer, and flood protections. The canceled grants included nearly $7 million for Hillsborough to relocate its pump station from a floodplain. The river pump station was taken offline because of Chantal.
A check for more than $5,000 stolen from a public mailbox. We told you about a similar situation in Raleigh just last week. This latest report was in Chapel Hill. The victim says whoever stole her check changed the payee and tried to deposit it. Fortunately, her bank caught it before it went through. Police tell WRAL they are seeing an uptick in crimes like this.
Do you have any guesses as to why there's an uptick?
Yeah, I think we saw a real uptick around tax season time and checks that were going to pay for taxes.
Chapel Hill's police chief says these crimes are particularly hard to solve because it's not clear where in the mail process the envelope may have been stolen. She advises using a special pen that you cannot scrub off and check with the intended recipient to make sure that check was received.
Developer Kane Realty is taking a second run at a rezoning request to build taller towers in North Hills. That request would affect the intersection of Six Forks and Lassiter Mill Roads. The company tried to get permitted for building taller towers on 6 parcels before, and the buildings could have been between 12 and nearly 40 stories tall. Right now, the tallest allowed in North Hills is 12 stories. Kane Realty withdrew its application back in 2023, and neighbors say they still oppose that project. The company will share more details next week at a neighborhood open house.
A House committee will subpoena the Justice Department to hand over all files tied to Jeffrey Epstein's case. 3 Republicans joined with these sub-panel's Democrats to approve the subpoena. They also voted to subpoena Epstein's former associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, for a deposition. The deposition will take place at a federal prison in Florida on August 11th. Maxwell is serving a 20-year sentence for sex trafficking and other charges. And happening right now, a grand opening for a new Wawa store just 15 miles from downtown Raleigh. Yes, we love Wawa. The convenience store chain is celebrating its grand opening on Masonboro Drive in Garner. People started gathering there early this morning to be among the first to get inside. This is the first Wawa in Johnston County. The chain has also recently opened locations in Wilson, Goldsboro, and Rocky Mount.
Tens of thousands of people are expected to head to downtown Raleigh for GalaxyCon, and it is one of the biggest events of the year for the convention center. That's where we find WRAL's Ali Kadlabar. She has been there this morning talking with people about this very huge event that's going to bring in millions of dollars to the city, Ali.
Yes, Chris, about $9.75 million in economic impact. That's how much it brought in last year. This year, expected to do way more. A very big deal. And right now we are with Liana King. She is one of the comic artists, a guest artist here. And you can see some of her work right here. So you kind of travel all over the nation with GalaxyCon. Yep. So tell us how big of a deal it is. And also, why does it draw in so many people?
GalaxyCon is one of the largest pop culture conventions in the United States, and they are one of the few that actually focus on comic creator guests, celebrity guests, and also supporting local artist community. And so I think that's why it draws in such a large amount of vast different people into different things, including anything from horror movies to, regular pop culture shows, TV, and then things like comic books. They'll bring out guests comic book creators, award-winning or award-nominated like comic creators who work on things like the movies like Fantastic Four, Superman, things like that. And then we all get to meet the fans and experience everything with everyone and really just like have a good time and like meet everybody in Raleigh and Durham. And, you know, it's a nice town. So we're really excited to be here again.
All right. Well, thank you so much. A lot of coming together, a lot of people coming here around 2 p.m. It starts today. The ribbon cutting is at 1:50. Also has a street fest, which WRAL is a proud partner, media partner for. So come on out. That starts Saturday. Reporting in Raleigh, Ali Kadlavar, WRAL News.
Trash trap. A Raleigh man books a rental home just to find it trashed with cigarettes and broken glass. Next, how 5 on Your Side helped him get thousands of dollars back.
And prime predators, scammers targeting Amazon customers. How that scheme works and the red flags you should probably watch for.
So 8:45 on this Thursday morning, plenty of sunshine to start your day. Temperatures are also starting mild. It's not overly humid out there, but it will get more humid throughout the day. That's a view from Fayetteville this morning. It's 73 there, 76 in Goldsboro, Durham at 72 degrees, South Hill sitting at 74 this morning. And across the area today, temperatures will sit in the low to mid 90s. You can see 94 Fayetteville and in Raleigh, 90 in Wilmington, 98 in Nags Head, Greensboro at 89 degrees. So slowly getting hotter across the area and going to get really hot this weekend. We'll talk more about that weekend heat coming up in just a few minutes. Ken?
All right, Grandra, we're keeping our viewers updated on that really big backup on I-40 eastbound because of this crash right near the Highway 751 exit. Really and truly, this crash is off on the shoulder of the road. So we're seeing a lot of onlooker delays courtesy of our live cam network as we take you outside and show you what I'm talking about. That's a crash right there. And even though traffic is moving along at a slow, steady clip, you're still looking at a little bit of a delay. If you're coming in from Chapel Hill and all points west this morning, you're looking at a 6-minute delay. Similarly, if you're coming in from Hillsborough, you're looking at a 6-minute delay coming in to the Bull City.
All right, thank you, Ken. Well, if you're booking a vacation rental in the future, you'll want to watch this. A Raleigh man has nearly $6,000 back in his pocket, all thanks to 5 on Your Side. Keely Arthur explains how she got online marketplace Verbo to issue the refund.
This house on Mackinac Island Lane in Raleigh was listed on Verbo, but 5 on Your Side helped get that listing taken down. And in a few seconds, you'll understand why. After experiencing a plumbing emergency at his own home in Raleigh, Dave Branson had to relocate his family and worked with his insurance company to book this Raleigh house. He says on the site the listing was perfect, but when he stepped into the home, he found bagged trash, cigarette butts, broken blinds, and shards of glass. Branson left and asked for a refund, but he says that didn't happen.
The homeowner just being so dismissive about the issues and like, oh, we'll get someone out there tomorrow that can, and I'm like, you can't take care of that in a day. And not to mention, like, why would you even have something in this state open for rent?
Now, even after that, it took some more back and forth before Branson got his refund. And it took us pointing out the very out of the ordinary cause of the damage. Coming up tonight on WRAL News at 6, I'm going to tell you what was behind that damage and the steps anyone should take before booking a vacation rental. Keely Arthur, 5 on Your Side.
Amazon says that scammers are targeting users' personal information. They're reportedly contacting Prime members to claim they've placed an order they never actually made. And they're asking customers to verify the order by providing sensitive information. Amazon says customers should verify those orders on its app or website because the company will never ask for a payment over the phone or even email. A court ruling found Apple did not shortchange iCloud users when they paid for storage upgrades. A plaintiff claimed they paid $2.99 per month for 200 gigs of storage. Well, they expected that storage to be in addition to the free 5 gigabytes provided. But the court found the plaintiff received exactly what Apple promised. The federal judge says that Apple's language was not misleading.
Fleetwood Mac and Taylor Swift are making headlines as eras of their careers are being remembered.
Yeah, they're making landslides, I guess you could say. Time for a look at what's trending. Big news for Fleetwood Mac fans. Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham are releasing a reissue of their first and only studio album, Buckingham Nicks. The album with 10 newly remastered tracks will be available to stream and in stores on September 19th. It's not been available on streaming sites before, so this is pretty big for them to do that.
This is pretty big. Yes, I like that. It's been out of print for more than 4 decades, too. That's crazy. Our old pop star Taylor Swift is being immortalized in wax. The iconic wax statue maker, Madame Tussauds, has unveiled 13 new Swift figures styled after her popular Eras World Tour. The figures will be displayed at Madame Tussauds' 13 locations around the world, including Hollywood, London, and New York. You might be asking, why are there 13? 13's her lucky number.
I'm looking at you to see what you think about it. Do you look okay? I wanted to see a reaction.
Mean, yeah, no, they're very cool. I like it.
That one's good. They're not always that good, though.
No, they're not. They're not. But that's pretty good. Yeah,
no,
that
it looks
like
just
her.
like
And the
her,
costumes are gorgeous. Love it. All right, well, today in entertainment news, updates on 2 killer streaming series.
Plus a film about a movement that's been transforming the U.S. for 60 years. Here's David Daniel.
I already know where the bodies are buried.
Season 2 of Wednesday has yet to debut, but Netflix has already renewed the series for Season 3. Jenna Ortega returns as Wednesday Addams when the first part of Season 2 premieres August 6th. The second half of Season 2 begins on September 3rd.
For Only Murders in the Building, I'm Charles Hay.
What the hell?
We have a premiere date for Only Murders in the Building Season 5. Hulu sent out this first look photo and announced the Emmy-winning series will return on September 9th with 3 episodes, followed by new episodes weekly.
It's one of America's most unlikely movements. The fight to convert abandoned railroads to trails.
There's no way of getting something as terrific as a trail without putting some work into it.
Over the last 60 years, a grassroots movement has built more than 26,000 miles of public paths on former railroad corridors. The documentary From Rails to Trails, narrated by Edward Norton, explores what it's taken to transform disused railways into walking, biking, and recreation havens. The film debuts October 15th on public television stations and PBS.org. Hitting the trail in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All right, let's go look at the weather forecast. It's going to be another hot one today.
Yeah, meteorologist Grant Skinner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Plenty of sunshine out there.
Yeah, it's really, really pretty outside. Plenty of blue skies for today. We'll have some extra cloud cover by this afternoon, but temperatures will be a touch warmer than yesterday. The heat really builds this weekend as that high pressure builds into the region. But for now, plenty of blue skies, low to mid 70s across our area. 73 in Fayetteville. Looks like Raleigh and Durham are out now, but Goldsboro, you see 76 degrees, Rocky Mount at 70, South Hill at 74. It's around 72, 73 degrees at RDU right now. So temperatures are comfortable this morning. It's a little bit on the humid side. It will be a bit more humid by this afternoon and a bit hotter as well. 93 for your high in Raleigh, Lewisburg at 92 degrees, Roxborough at 91, Clinton at 91 degrees as well. So a touch hotter than yesterday. The heat really builds this weekend. And with the heat today, we'll have a chance for some brief showers and storms. But you'll see on Futurecast, these aren't widespread. In fact, they'll be really limited to areas further to the south and east, closer to the coastline. This is 5:30 p.m. You can see it's pretty quiet on Futurecast. But you see the extra cloud cover closer to Clinton, Fayetteville, some isolated showers and maybe some brief storms may pop up later this afternoon. But I think most places will stay quiet throughout the course of the day today. Plenty of sunshine for most spots, but just some extra clouds by the afternoon, and then mostly clear overnight tonight with just some extra clouds closer to the Sand Hills still. So watch out for those brief showers and storms, but I think the big thing for this weekend is going to be the intense heat. It's going to be 97 tomorrow, 99 on Saturday, 100 on Sunday, and temperatures will trend close to 100 degrees for the first half of next week as well. We'll finally get some relief by the very end of next week, and our next front will bring that. But again, for now, it's going to be very, very hot. Heat index values approaching 110. So we're likely going to have heat advisories or alerts all the way through the weekend and next week. For now, though, seasonable, low to mid 70s. More heat for the weekend, though. Watch out for the isolated showers and storms into next week as well.
Boy, there are those triple digits again. Yep. All right, before we go to break, here are your winning lottery numbers. We'll get another check on weather and traffic next.